All right. Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to the last page with D.Moss, where we engage thoughtful leaders, innovators, and change makers shaping fabric for our communities. We're joined by Lamont Clemons, CEO of Primus Dispensary in Springfield, Mass. Mr. Clemens brings with him an impressive background, a U.S. Army veteran, a degree engineer, certified project management professional, and a former executive leader on major development projects in the Springfield area. He's also a longtime community advocate, board member for several local institutions, and through Primus, he's now helping redefine what equity and excellence looks like in the cannabis industry. Lamont, welcome to the program. Thank you for doing this interview with me.
Great to be here. Always a pleasure.
All right, so welcome to the program. Glad. Let's jump right in. Tell me about Primus. Break it down for me from top to bottom.
So Primus is a dispensary here in Springfield, Massachusetts, really right in the heart of the community, right here on State Street, 666 State Street in Springfield, Massachusetts, right next to the KFC and right near the Pride. If you're in the area, feel free to come check us out. Primus is actually just a full service retail dispensary. Here we carry pretty much all different types of products with respect to flower, pre-rolls, edibles, tinctures, as well as concentrates, etc. We've been able to really build this for the community that's around us, that's able to really be served, that have the needs for cannabis, whether it be recreational and or they need it for other reasons. So ultimately, it's just a business that's growing here in Springfield, and we're really looking forward to continue to propel it.
All right. So you've had a multifaceted career across engineering, project management, community development. What inspired your transition into the cannabis industry?
My inspiration was honestly a few things. A good friend of mine, brought the idea to me in this area. Just being a business mind, I just thought it made a lot of sense. I knew the need was definitely there, just predicated off of the vote that to voted into office here in the state of Massachusetts. So at that point, really started putting the bones of the business together, and really wanted to create an experience for people. So our speakeasy here, our dispensary is the speakeasy as well. So we have a sneaker store attached to it. We're actually changing our theme multiple times per year, so it's not just the dispensary that has all the products and all the best prices, and it's also a dispensary where you can have an experience at and really enjoy multiple different things. And we're basically an art-based dispensary as well. I guess I can show you on the podcast just some of the art
Oh,
that we
wow.
have in here. Just really, mostly just legends. So local artist that actually sells his art all around the country, and decided to come in here and post his art in here for us.
Can we
So,
get the name of the artist?
yep, his name is David Jackson.
Oh,
This is
okay. I know who he is. Wow,
here.
amazing.
Yep, and as you can see, we have just multiple different displays throughout our dispensary here, and basically an art-driven display. We also really wanted to connect the two major cities that are around here, Holyoke and. So we decided to put a mural together, which if you can see this mural here, it says homegrown, and it has the city of Springfield in the background here, and it has the city of Holyoke right here.
Yep.
And you have the Holyoke, which is the Volleyball Hall of Fame, blowing a kiss of smoke to the Basketball Hall of Fame, which ultimately is uniting the cities. And we were blessed to have both mayors at our grand opening. It actually took a picture. So it's been a great experience, and we want to make it more to the dispensary. Also, a art experience for folks, and a culture experience for folks.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Okay. Wow. Sounds like I come back to Springfield. I definitely got to make a visit and check that out. So, tell me how the idea for Primus took shape, and what was your initial vision when you launched the dispensary?
Sorry, just got all. Can you see me?
Yeah, I can see. How did the idea for Primus take shape, and what was your initial vision when you launched the dispensary?
Are you back?
Yep, I'm here.
Oh, sorry about that. My apologies. I got a call on the on the line. The initial vision came through a good friend of mine, Ryan McCullum, who had came to me with the vision We had the building in the community, and we really just were focused around really trying to make a dispensary in the community that's for the community, that's actually created by a person that's from that city, and we're ecstatic that we're able to get to create and actually execute, because it was a difficult process here, being a RFP process in the city of Springfield. So you can't just open. We had to write a 226-page response to the RFP, and we fortunately won first place, and we're able to deliver on it within a short time period.
Oh, wow, that's pretty cool. So it's more than a dispensary right now. You got I heard about your RFP process, and you guys scored really highly on your proposals and everything. Congratulations on that. I'm glad you're open. But it's been described as a neighborhood hub. I know you just mentioned you have the sneaker store. Tell me about that whole concept of a neighborhood hub and how that came about. Was that intentional?
Yeah, it definitely was. In our neighborhood here, there's a lot of people that are there's a lot of walkability. So there's a lot of people using public transportation. There's also just people within that pass our store. About 27,000 cars per day pass our store. So obviously we wanted to make sure we're connecting, not just, I mean, with the folks in the neighborhood and the individuals that are driving through the neighborhood, so they're having an aesthetically pleasing event. We made the experience here, and then also we made it so that the community can really come in, and a lot of the philanthropical work that we do is directly related to this McKnight, Old Hill, and Day Street area, which is right here where we are, and we're also just about zero point 0.5 miles from downtown. So we feel like we're right there where we can reach pretty much everyone in the neighborhood. And this is and also a neighborhood where where I lived and went to school at and went to church a couple blocks up growing up.
Okay. How responsive has the community been since you've opened? You've been open for a couple of weeks now, right?
We actually opened on February 1st, so a month and a half ish.
Okay.
Honestly, our grand opening was enormous. The community really came out and supported us, to be honest, as well as the local politicians that were in the area. They came out and supported. So it was really the parking lot was packed. You couldn't even park. They had to park in the O'Reilly's parking lot next to us just to walk over. We had food trucks at that experience at the grand opening. We had a barber. We had a rap battle. We had a local politician speaking. We had a masseuse. We had just a lot of different experiences for people to have while they were in there. So the community got to really enjoy it. And what I really enjoyed about that is that a lot of people that really didn't really partake necessarily, came and supported as well, whether they bought merchandise from us, and or they're just more into like the gummies.
What was that last part? You went out.
More into the gummies.
Oh, okay. All right. So let me ask this question. In an industry that's still maturing, how do you ensure the quality, safety, and trust in the products that you offer?
I would say a few different things, reasons, because our vetting process for our cultivators is very strong and stringent. So we meet with our cultivators on their site. We see how they how they produce their product, and then we make sure that we speak to a lot of the clients that they've leveraged and used around here as well. Just some of our competitors, which is the cannabis industry is a very close knit industry, so we kind of all know each other. So getting that type of feedback really helps with making sure that the product is definitely safe. And then obviously we have security on site here on a daily basis for just public safety. Our entire exterior is completely lit out in that area, and then we're very, very stringent about the fact that we don't want to serve minors, and so we're carding everyone multiple times while they're in the industry. And we have our scanning device, which directly connects to their identification to prove that that person is that person. So I think those type of safety concerns.
Okay. You went out for a second. All right. So
Hello.
can you hear me?
Sorry, just got a call. Can you see me?
Yeah, I can see. Okay.
My apologies. It seems that every time I get a call, this is happening, and I get my calls.
I like. I've never been hung up on in the middle of a stream.
Oh no,
Give me 1 second, Lamont. Hold on.
my computer. You think it's best if I just reset this up and do it on my computer?
Say it again.
You think it's best if I just reset it up and try to do it on my computer?
Yeah, you can do that.
I don't have it on me. It'd probably have to be another time.
Well, I only got a couple more questions, and I can start writing the article and everything. So I'm an editor of this
You
anyways.
can edit this anyway. Okay, good.
Yeah. So we might as well just go ahead and finish it in that case. It's not a big deal.
Okay.
Cool. All right. Where was I? Give me 1 second. Let me just get to where I was. My questions, right? Okay, picking back up. All right. So knowing you, knowing your background, Primus kind of stands on values like community engagement and education. I know you've been big on community engagement, education, business development. How do those principles guide your operations, staff training, and what type of community involvement do you foresee Primus getting involved with at some point?
Um, yeah, so I would start with the training. We all have RVT trainer, responsible vendor training that every single employee has to take. It just kind of guides them through what the policies are for the Cannabis Control Commission there in order for us to be able to really operate seamlessly as possible. Realistically, we also have additional training that we do here on a regular basis. So we have a weekly training and we have a daily meeting when the shift starts, every single shift, that are kind of giving updates on anything that would have occurred, any new safety concerns, or anything that would be happening in the community. And we encourage all of our employees to go out and participate in community events, as well as as well as like just local things. We're involved in the neighborhood council here. McKnight Neighborhood Council going around for cleanups is our plan as well. And then obviously we also huge have a huge desire to really, let the cannabis dispensary benefit the community around us, meaning that we'd be looking to give back to organizations that directly impact this community with measurable results. So we know that the funding is going to the right place that will impact people that are right here in the heart of the community, and that's really our goal. We over the years having businesses. During COVID, we gave out eggs and bread and toilet paper and things of that nature. And Thanksgiving, we give out turkeys. All of that will be a thing that we'll be doing here with Primus as well, just continuously. Anything that can really just help the morale of the community and just assist in the economic growth of the community here as well.
That's pretty cool. All right, so let me talk about equity in cannabis, being that you are in the cannabis industry. As a black-owned business in a field that historically marginalized communities of color, how do you view the importance of equity and ownership in that particular space?
Honestly, I view it very seriously. I think that because of obviously the war on drugs and things of that nature, unfortunately, people of color were impacted the most negatively, and the numbers really don't lie. I think it's a pretty obvious thing that we can see when we're looking at the numbers in our jails and from our DA's offices that are in the area, that our community is definitely impacted very severely by the war on drugs. So realistically, we're looking. We're looking to obviously help to benefit our communities that include pretty much all individuals that are around, so that we're able to kind of make a better quality of life for people. And then also we're in a judge-free kind of environment. You know, some people that have gotten, unfortunately put in jail for for selling this exact product. So that's, obviously, sad. And there's some people that I think potentially are still in there for this exact product where now it's legalized. I don't see a lot of fairness to that for sure. And we try to advocate at all of our conferences when the politicians come through for those types of things, and we've spoken to them directly just regarding it and how seriously we take it.
Okay. Being a businessman of color in a marginalized community, because it's not a all black community, it's black, Latino, working class whites. How does it feel knowing that as a business owner, we have young men and women who get to see businesses owned by folks who look like us, and just being able to, how do you deal with the pressure of like, wow, that's Lamont Clemons, he owns that business over there. I mean, talk to me about that.
Well, I just, I honestly think that it's extremely important to make sure that, people of color really see people in these type of positions. So what I try to do is I try to really be at community events, make sure, I'm available for people to speak with. I have 37 mentees that I work with directly, just regarding their businesses and things that they have going on. And several of them we have 7-figure revenuing businesses based off of the fact that we're just kind of guiding them, because to be honest, during my journey, it wasn't, all unicorns and rainbows. It was definitely a scenario where it's an up and down type of journey, and people need to be aware of that up and down journey that happens in life and be prepared for it and know that it's not a thing that's not normal. I think preparing your mind for that adversity, folks, especially younger folks' mind for that adversity is something that I definitely love to do. And I like to be extremely candid about the fact of what really happens during the journey. And ultimately, I think that helps to prepare them for success, and all the pitfalls that I've hit throughout my journey, I can tell them about so that they're not doing the same thing, whether it be flipping houses, whether it be my, the dermatology practice, whether it be construction, developing, or cannabis. And there's a lot of people that reach out, and I definitely try to be as available as I can just to give that advice and mentor them, honestly. So it's a great feeling to see that. I know when I was growing up, seeing, folks of color do things like my father and some of the other folks is definitely something that made me hungry and want to be able to do the same thing for the next generation. And,
Cool.
and I do have mentors that are older than me, mentees that are older than me too, actually. But
Okay, can I sign up?
you got it down.
Let's see. Now, are there any local partnerships or initiatives that you're particularly proud of, or that you're looking to launch soon through Primus?
Just some initiatives now that we had actually stated in our RFP was just supporting the local, like, Springfield Boys and Girls Club. So I used to live on Kenyon Street growing up in Dearborn. So I used to be in the Acorn Street Springfield Boys Club growing up. It gave me a great safe haven to learn to play basketball. I met some of my lifetime friends playing sports throughout the city, just based off of the fact that the boys club was there, and they knew what kids really needed, and kept me away from drugs and guns and things of that nature that could have kind of swayed me in a different direction. So I see the importance of those types of organizations. So we're definitely going to be donating to them. Definitely YMCA as well, Springfield Partners for Community Action. Just a lot of the organizations here that we feel like are actually really impacting some things. Impacting some things positive. The Association of Black Businesses and Professionals, things like that, things of that nature. I know I can see that the genuine mission is amazing, and the work behind the mission is incredible as well.
Okay. So, looking ahead, what are your short and long term goals for Primus as both a business and a community institution?
Short-term goal is really just to become exactly what you said, the neighborhood hub, and for the community here to come and be able to sell and grow. Realistically, we do have we do have some aspirations to open up multiple more dispensaries, because we feel like we have a good remedy, we have great pricing, we have great product, we have great customer service, and more importantly, we keep everyone safe that comes through our doors, which is a beautiful thing.
Okay. Where do you see the cannabis industry in Massachusetts heading over the next 5 years, and how is Primus positioned itself to evolve with it?
Realistically, I think that if we're able to just within this next 5 years, at minimum, open up the three licenses that we can from a retail perspective, we also have some interest in going into Connecticut, as we're on Western Mass and we're
Hmm.
right on the border of Connecticut. So I think given the three recreational license constraint, those will be the directions we'll be going in as well. We may potentially look into going into some delivery should some couple policies change so that we can make it more profitable around as well. And then possibly maybe into more of a cultivation type of scenario where we have like a micro grow of 5,000 square feet that can kind of feed our dispensary. So we become really the first black owned vertically integrated company in the state of Massachusetts.
Oh, wow, that's pretty cool. All right, leadership. What leadership lessons have stayed with you through your military service, your corporate roles, your community roles, and now as the new owner or CEO of Primus?
I would say, wow. I mean, just a ton of things. So, integrity, I think, is the first thing. You know, you always want to keep your core there. Have your relationship with their higher power, yourself for sure, as well as work ethic. I mean, prior preparation prevents piss poor performance. So we try to be prepared and be ready to win. And we also understand the fact that, you know, only place success comes before work is in the dictionary. So we really want to put that work in and make sure that we're able to really succeed, and not just us doing it, but also be infectious with that type of behavior in order to be able to deliver on
Okay.
things. So for sure, the leadership, and then I have more of a my leadership style isn't a coercive leadership style, which is like the, you know, do this because I'm me. It's more of a collaborative leadership style, which I feel is the strongest because your team is going to work it, you know, going to work with you and for you, and really want it to go. And their value, they feel the value of their opinions, and their opinions, you know, obviously being here more than even we are, I am as owner, you know, they know, you know, they have great feedback as to what are some great things. So I think listening is a very key trait to any leader.
Okay. Um, in your line of work, you've had to cross those lines from business to community to the political process. So, in doing that, you've always maintained the same calm, laid back demeanor, always polished, whether you're in a social setting, community setting, business, or political setting, you're always still Lamont Clemons. The one thing we can always trust is that you don't shift and change from circle to circle. So for young people out there, for the next, Lamont Clemens growing up somewhere, tell them how do you deal with people, pressure, and perseverance?
I would say, you know, a few different things. You know, one, obviously, I was blessed with having a huge family growing up, so I was used to a lot of moving parts for certain. With respect to dealing with pressure, me personally, I mean, I think the importance of having your own personal time is very key, and really some downtime for yourself. And just me personally, I do hiking, I work out, use meditation apps. I also use some apps to learn different languages. I think kind of preoccupying your mind, and then also keeping yourself around positive people. Once you hear someone that's going to be talking negative continuously, try to run from them because that gets a little infectious as well. You know,
Mhm.
if you're outside and it's sunny outside, and then that one person that says, "Oh, don't you see that dark cloud there?" Run from that person. I would say definitely just stay around people that are like-minded, and carry that same demeanor. And then at the same time, you want to be able to you want to be able to just remain yourself.
Right.
And a great family base is very important for that as well. And I recently have a 1 year old daughter, so that'll that for sure will Aurora will definitely for sure keep you grounded and and on your toes.
Got you. All right, and then my last question for the day. What do you hope your story teaches others who are considering launching something of their own? Moving forward, what do you feel your imprint's going to be 100 years from now when they talk about Lamont Clemens? What do you hope they're saying in regards to your legacy? Because you've done a lot.
As far as everything, I hope they're saying that that this is a gentleman that took some risks on businesses. Was definitely very grounded. Was always good to everyone he worked with, and definitely delivered on every single project that we had going on, that he had going on, and more importantly, just was committed to not just my own growth, but the growth of the community around me. And this being the city that I grew up in, it just is important to me because I see my friends' kids. You know, these are people that have impacted my life and made me the person that I am today. And that puts me in a position really to want to continue to do that. So I hope that my legacy as I want to say the first male black dispensary owner in the history of Springfield, um, that I basically did the right things and was took some risks, was fully committed to getting everything done, and I just hope that they can take a chance. A lot of people just really don't have that in them. They don't want to take that risk on something that they're passionate about, and I would encourage them to do so, especially the youth that's out there. Just take that risk and see if that's the direction that you want to go, and then fully commit to it because you only get but a few shots. So keep going.
Okay. All right. Tell everybody exactly where you're located, the address, days you're open, the hours of operation. We want to make sure we get as many people there as possible. For those who do indulge, want to make sure they have access. For those who don't, he has a sneaker shop. There are a number of other things happening around that live the hub. So tell them how to get there, or where you're located, and all that good stuff.
Awesome, awesome. We are located right in the heart of Springfield, right on 666 State Street, right next to the big red Buddhist temple, as well as next to the O'Reilly's Auto Parts and the KFC. Right there, we're about a couple blocks up from Springfield Technical Community College, and about 5 or 6 blocks away from AIC and Springfield College. So for sure, we're right there in the heart of the community, in the McKnight neighborhood,
Okay, and what's the address?
666 State Street.
Okay, I just want you to say it again. Make sure folks get there.
Six six
Um,
six State Street. Come find us.
Lamont, I want to thank you for coming on, spending this time with me for the interview. Um, Folks, if you don't know, if you didn't pick it up, Lamont Clemons represents a rare blend of strategic vision, civic responsibility, and entrepreneurial courage. The premise he is helping to reshape perceptions, building bridges, and creating a model for what thoughtful cannabis retail can be and what business ownership can be within our own community. If you're in or near Springfield, visit Primus, experience it firsthand, then go home and tell somebody to tell somebody. This has been the last page with D.Moss. Thank you to our guest, Lamont Clemons. This is where stories of substance come to light. And until next time, I want to say thank you.
Thank you, my friend. Always a pleasure.
All right, sir.